Hello, humans. Master Dinnerflexer bringing you the low quality content you deserve, and today I'm bringing you Infurrity. Now, we can also banish this perfume, discard a card, and go ahead and add Chick. Now, here's the thing. I grabbed the most goofy hand possible to show you this is full combo, but there are an insanely large number of combinations that get you to have both of these on board. And ultimately, the only point on having both of these on board is that we will create both Chick and Tiger. We will go ahead and activate Chick. For cost, we will dump Yellow Martin. Now, before I go any further, I would like to say this build with Dark Worm, the reason I am testing it is because, guess what? Bystials exist, and this archetype is filled with dark monsters. And basically, by playing Dark Worm, it is a way to force a Bystial early enough that it probably doesn't matter. And because of that, you can get a lot of mileage out of just using this as bait. Because if you already drew a Chick-Tiger combination, your opponent wasting a Bystial on this doesn't really get them anything. But we're not here to show that off. We are going to now Link Summon these two effect monsters, including a Pendulum, into Beyond the Pendulum. And on Link Summon, we can pay 1200 to search any Link monster in the game. Hey, you know where this is going, don't you? Now, we will search Tiger and activate Gate 0. And hey, look at that. 0-5. We can Pendulum Summon anything from level 1 to 4. And more importantly, we gave ourselves something to Pendulum Summon. Now, before I go any further as well, I have two cards set I want to demonstrate earlier. The Tenki will come up later, but this Skullmeister is representation of if you draw another level 4, you can also Pendulum Summon that, and now we can just go immediately into Apollousa, which negates any Bystial our opponent will try to use. And if they try to use it beforehand, well, then we can go into Raid Raptor stuff right now, because we have more than one Lunalight engrave, and we get to go for Raid Raptor things. So basically, we get to play fully, right now, this whole combo under a Bystial if we have Tenki. But the Tenki I'll demonstrate later. But this Skullmeister summons Skullman. He's not. He doesn't exist. I'm sorry. Now, to just show off this combo simply, we are going to use Tiger, summon Chick, and then, like the turkey, we're just going to stuff our graveyard full of animals. Now, we are going to overlay these 2 level 4s and 2 Force Tricks. Now, we will go ahead, detach for Force Tricks, and we will add a level 4 Dark Bird. Alright, so we went ahead and added Seeing Lunalights. Now we can special summon it, because we control an XE, and we will link these 2 birds into Wise Tricks, and Wise Tricks will go ahead and summon out the Zephyros the Elite. Now, we will bounce the Tiger with Martin, special summon it, then we can overlay these 2 level 4s into another Force Tricks, and this Force Tricks will go ahead, detach, and we can search our 3rd bird. Now, I play 4 in this list, just because one of them is an emergency extender in the worst case scenarios, but otherwise you'll search Raider's Wing. And then Wise Tricks will allow us to set a Soul Shave Force. We'll go ahead and activate the Soul Shave Force now, since there's nothing really preventing us from doing it otherwise. Then we'll pay half our life points to do so. And now, hey, we have more negation. And now, we will go ahead and detach for Force Tricks, special summon this. Then we will link 3s, 3 into Apollosa. Now, we can go ahead and activate the Tiger again, use its effect, summon Chick, and this one will dump the Thanksgiving turkey itself into the graveyard, Emerald Bird. Then we will go ahead and bounce this to summon Yellow, Zephyros, my bad. Then we will take 400 damage. Now, we will go ahead and activate Tiger, and then revive Chick. So this will be our final Tiger for the turn. I know, it's sad. It's so small, so little. And then we will go into Redoer. Redoer will go ahead and activate its effect, detach Emerald Bird for effect, which will allow it to banish itself, and then we can special summon a Lunalight in a new chain. And then finally, this is a part I wanted to demonstrate Tinky for, is because we can go ahead on this activation, we could search Black Sheep. If we have a spare Tinky, we would go ahead, go into a Tornado Dragon, detach the Chick specifically to pop and destroy the Tiger. Tiger will trigger to summon Chick, and then Chick will dump Tiger, and then we can discard the Black Sheep to go ahead and add Tiger to our hand. Yeah, fun little thing. If you've never played Lunalight Fusion variant, it can dump monsters from extra deck as well, including Pendulums that are face up. And then we can overlay these 2 level 4s into Abyss Dweller, but let's have a little more fun. We will go ahead and activate Tiger again, crazy, and we'll summon another level 4, and we will overlay these 3 level 4s into, you know who it is, Ptolemaeus. Once again, I am right about everything, because I told you, this card never, ever, 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 this card was just sitting on the ban list doing nothing. Something people forget is, there's no such thing as limiting future card design, unless it's blatantly obvious. Any card with a good effect limits future card design. The only ones that actually do it are ones that have broken effects that directly get in the way of an effect that feels like it should exist. An example is like S0 Zexal. Like, because that card existed, Konami couldn't make a card that just searched a rank up spell. Instead, they had to make all these hoops, like stack it on top of your deck, set it to the field, because they couldn't make an actual searcher until they banned the card. And then they did, immediately. So, there's an example. Verte is another example. They want players to have the ability to search spells with Fusion in the name, but they don't like the idea that any 2 random blokes on board can do it. They didn't like that, so that limited it. Ptolemaeus actually doesn't do that at all, because if there's something so broken that it would make Ptolemaeus ban-worthy, it means that the XC itself was ban-worthy without Ptolemaeus. And more importantly, if you look at the rank 5 pool, not only from recent time, but even further back, there's nothing going for it. They even made new rank 5s this can summon that plays around this card's existence. Like, they designed around it. Like, this card just never limited anything. It's just they were too scared to unlimit it. But now, since we have a Ptolemaeus on board with theory materials, we will detach 3 to go ahead and summon Diamond. Now, you actually don't need to commit those 3 normally. It's just in this test list, I've noticed the extra deck is pretty tight, and I wanted to test Ptolemaeus, and what I noticed is that a lot of the time I can just go put 3 level 4s on board, so I didn't need to play Deltaros. And the reason you play Deltaros is if you play Deltaros, it allows you to make Diamond with only 2 level 4s. Because during the end phase, Ptolemaeus can attach a Tellarknight monster from your extra deck to it as material. And then, in doing so, has 3 materials, it can attach all 3 and then summon Diamond. But I didn't find that to be very useful in here, just because you have so much rank 4 access. So I'd rather use that slot to turn Ptolemaeus into something not Diamond if I needed to do so. And that's what Durandal is for. So not only can I make Durandal with 2 level 4s, but I can do it with 3 level 4s, or I can just make Diamond with 3 level 4s anyway. But that's only an example for this specific list. Any other XE deck you're playing, you're probably going to play Ptolemaeus, Tellarknight Garnet, and then Diamond. If you're playing this engine to begin with. And more importantly, you should only go for this if you don't have Abyss Dweller access. Because, basically, this is what our board's going to be in the end phase. And I would not bother doing this unless you either have an Abyss Dweller access or a Diamond access. Because they're basically the same card against you-know-who, the spooky Crybaby deck, where they cry all the time, and then all the tears spill into their graveyard, and it's pretty scary. This is what you want. You either want Diamond or Dweller. Sometimes both, especially if you know you're going against a deck, but otherwise, you just need to worry about one. But yeah, that's the end board, and that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I forgot how much I loved Infurrity 2. It was some of the first quick combos on this channel, and it's just really, really cool. Yeah, I know no fusions, but the fusions are really hard right now because of those Bystials. Whereas this version can at least throw bait in the graveyard and has some counterplay to it. If they, like, hit your Panther Dancer, that's it. You can't fusion summon, and that is an actual pain in the ass. But it is what it is. But yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master Genderflex will take your soul. I said